Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to Wrath of the Lich King Classic and our Blood Elf Mage playthrough. Thank you guys very much for clicking on the video and choosing to spend some time here with me today. I do appreciate it. We are headed back down into the Ghostlands today. I did get our enchanting leveled up enough to make the lesser magic wand and the greater magic wand, which I haven't equipped yet, so let's go ahead and slap that on there. And just for a little bit of perspective, the hoodoo wand had 9 to 17 arcane damage and 8.1 DPS, and the greater wand has 22 to 41 arcane damage and 17.5 DPS. It's a huge upgrade, okay? In hardcore, if you're a caster, you absolutely have to get it as soon as possible. I feel like even in the base game, it's essential. It'll make wanding worth it, you know what I mean? We'll be able to freeze somebody in place, and we'll be able to know that we can wand them down.
State your business.
Oh, and a big thank you to Cashnado for supplying us with some netherweave bags. I do appreciate it. This is not a hardcore run. I will gladly take bags from people. I'll take items. I'll take anything but gold, basically. I don't want your gold. You keep your filthy gold. But any other kind of help, I don't really mind on a playthrough like this. It's not a challenge playthrough. It's not a hardcore playthrough. It's just a relaxing playthrough. It's content that most of us have seen before. And obviously the big goal is getting the character into Wrath of the Lich King and maybe even doing some raiding on it. Speaking of that, really like to see you guys active in Discord. That's really cool. Thanks for being there and hanging out. And yeah, I do, eventually hope that I can get this character up and we'll be able to do some content together. Definitely some heroics, but hopefully some raiding too. By the time this character is up, we might be in Icecrown. We might be in Trial of the Champion. I guess Trial of the Champion comes before Icecrown, right? And we're about, what, 3 months into Ulduar right now. So I feel like being 3 months into Ulduar, we're probably due for another patch drop soon. We've got lots of stuff going on. That's the thing. Trader's Shadow. We've got Bears of the Plague. What do we got on this side of the zone that we might need to do? Into Occupied Territory is pretty low level. Some of this stuff here, down the Dead Scar, Risen Hungerers is pretty low level. Okay, let's head out to the west. And we'll take care of some of this stuff. I think that's going to be how we do it. We're not doing any zone hopping, so it's pretty unlikely that we're going to out-level anything here. It's pretty unlikely. What I really... Oh, we have trouble at Underlight Mine, too. I'm gonna untrack some of the things that we're not gonna do right now. I don't think we're going to... Well, we might go down and do that. We could do that. We might be working on most of this stuff, actually. Not the Shadowpine stuff. Let's get some buffs going. Oh, they had social aggro. That's cute. I have to tell you guys the honest truth. And the honest truth is, I really like this character. The other honest truth is that it really makes me want to do a mage in hardcore. That's what it has really made me want to do. It's really made me interested in trying a mage in hardcore. Obviously, we are still getting into our hunter run, so I'm obviously going to put that off. For as long as I possibly can, I kind of like having just the one hardcore playthrough going right now. That being said, if we, we get the hunter up into the 30s, maybe we start up another playthrough. Maybe it's a mage. I don't know. But yeah, it turns out I like mage a lot. You know, after failing at it for so long in my life. Still don't know if I'm any good at it, but it is a lot of fun. Now these guys, it says that they drop the spinal dust. We have not seen that happen yet. So it kind of makes me wonder. That and the fact that they're level 10 kind of just makes me not even want to fight the guys up this way. So there is that. Alright, let's tackle this in a bit of a different order. Let's go all the way out here to the west first, and then we'll just kind of circle around like this. You know, we'll do a loop, we'll head west, then south, then back to the east, and then we'll come back north up the Dead Scar, carving our way through whatever we need there. I feel like that's going to be the best way to go about it. Which means a little bit of running right up front here, but... Oh, I kind of forgot we're going to be getting our mount in 4 levels, because we get mounts at level 20, so... And they cost basically nothing, so we'll be able to get it probably right away. Well, that being said, we have 4 levels to get about 5 gold. So hopefully we can do that. Let's start working on more tailoring. See, oh Jesus, we don't need knuckle rot right now. And we don't need to be going this way whatsoever, so let's get back on the road. Yeah, we could probably start making some of this stuff pretty soon. Assuming we keep getting linen cloth at a decent clip. This being Mancrick, I might have some linen cloth stashed somewhere on my bank character, which I would definitely be fine checking out. In fact, I'm going to do that today. Because I do want to keep our tailoring leveled up with us. Be able to craft some stuff here as we go. Obviously, like... Man, I could be doing dungeons, right? I'll tell you what. You play hardcore long enough, you kind of start to forget about dungeons. Let's just take a peek at who's in the queue. Yeah, there are people in the queue. It's true. It is what it is. There are people in the queue. Would I do Wailing Caverns right now today? Maybe. I love dungeons, and I haven't done a lot of dungeons recently because of the hardcore stuff. That's something I really haven't thought a lot about. How, you know, if you do a lot of hardcore, if you are a fan of 5-man dungeons, you're kind of missing out on that content. You could do them, and they're probably more enthralling. I have not done a hardcore dungeon yet myself. We're going to do one on the Hunter pretty soon. We're level 15, so... I'd like to actually be like 19 and have all the quests though before going into the dungeon. That's the other part, is you only get to do the run once on hardcore, so you kinda have to have all your ducks in a row going in quest-wise. That's why I need to get this character to max level. I really want to have a place in WoW where I get on, I do dungeons, I do raids, maybe I do some PvP with you guys at max level. Like, that's kind of my goal for this character. See, can we get this character to max? Can we see the story for the Horde in Northrend, because we haven't yet? And can we get this character geared just to do some actual raids? Preferably with you guys, just hanging out, having a good time, getting our characters geared up, and... You know, just chilling. The expansion is far enough along, like there should not be really a lot of stress for progression at this point, you know? We all know what comes next. Because we all know Blizzard's probably not going to surprise us, so... We have, like, what, another year? We have another year in Wrath, probably? I could see that we'll probably get to... Maybe autumn, yeah... Maybe summer of 2024 for Kata. I feel like we have at least another year of Wrath to go. To get through Trial of the Champion and Ice Crown. It's weird because they pushed Burning Crusade through so quick. So fast did they rush through Burning Crusade, and I guess it was partially due to what stuff that was going on with Shadowlands development at the time. You know, they needed those monthly active users, and the only way to get it was to push out a big release. So we moved out of Burning Crusade really quick, and went into Wrath. And yeah, I always feel like that'll be a missed opportunity. I didn't get to spend enough time in BC. Oh man, not at all. Part of that is my own ineptitude of focusing on one character. Part of it is that the expansion was not out for a long time. Yeah, so we're looking for the plans. There's going to be one more out here, and then there's going to be one on the boat, so we should probably just be clearing our way towards the boat. Like all little night elf areas that we encounter out in the world, the music here is absolutely amazing. What to do with you? We can miss entirely with our Flame Strike, that's what we can start to do. That's kind of the time where like having Blink would be nice, or a little bit of Mage armor. I'm sure we're getting some of those things pretty soon. Let's get our mana back here. We also need to make some Mage water. Well, we'll make Mage food. Let's not make Mage water. It's just not very good. I don't think we got a 3rd rank of it yet, did we? No, just 1 and 2. Oh, we did get the next rank of food, though. Now that we're making 20 per cast with the other food, right? 10's not bad. She runs into the water and tries to swim away. Well, you do what you gotta do. Oh, right, I did not really want to pull that one. I am gonna fall back here. Snap. Okay, could be worse. Let's pop this potion. Could be worse. I think we're fine. I think we're gonna live. Look at that. Not a hardcore run, but we are tracking how many times we die on this character, and so far the number is 0. We haven't gone to the Undercity yet though, so, you know, gotta watch out for that elevator. We've got respawns, which is kind of BS, so I'm gonna jump off the ship. And we're gonna swim away because... yeah, I don't know why we immediately have all of these effing respawns when there are no other players around in the game. There are probably like 7 people on in the entire zone. If this is what kills us... I blame Blizzard. Yeah, I blame Blizzard for that one. There we go. Character deleted. It had to happen, guys. There we go. We got our hardcore mage level 16. In Wrath of the Lich King, and then it died. So I'd say fair game. Now the way in which we died was kind of bullshit. Because the entire boat had respawned around us. And guys, there's 10 people on in the zone. 10 people. We don't need the respawn rate up that high. There's no reason it should be that high. For 10 people on in the zone. None of them around us fighting the same enemies. So I'm just saying. I'm calling bullshit on that death. I think that was more bullshit than the elevator. At least the elevator was totally my fault. You know, I hesitated at the top of the elevator. I knew I should have just waited, but I took those steps forward. I clipped on the edge and I died. This one, I cleared that boat pretty meticulously and carefully. And then all of a sudden, everything respawned at once? Even the one off the boat? I just think that's a little bit strange. That's all. That's all that I'll say. But I guess what it says, and this was the point of the experiments, you know, that maybe it is worth it for people to try to do Wrath of the Lich King hardcore runs. Because you can die. You can die even when you're trying to be careful. I was definitely trying to not die. We'd almost died once. Now here we are again, like, what am I going to do differently? Nothing. I'm just going to hope that the entire area doesn't respawn on me. That's all I can do differently. It's completely out of my control. All we can do is try to kill faster, which is not how the game should push you. And yet, somehow, this one up here is not dead, or not respawned. Can we get you with line of sight? No, we cannot. We're gonna end up pulling both of them here. We have sheep. Let's just sheep something. Line of sight. Thanks. For some reason I thought I had bandages. I guess I don't. We're gonna run again. It's apparently the boat is gonna give us a hell of a problem, and I'm not really sure why. But it's probably archers. I guess the archers are the huge problem because they are just gonna keep taking shots at us. And they don't drop very easily either. Let's try one more time. I really don't know how else to approach that. We are just kind of getting screwed by line of sight at this point. Any second here, the rest of these guys are going to respawn on top of us, too. That's the great thing about it. Can I, like, pull you in any effing way? I got you like that. Okay, she is now active. We could stay in, like, her dead zone for a second here. That would be really helpful. That did not last very long. We're in combat, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Alright, we have all of the items that we need. That was a tough one. We're gonna head south next, and we're gonna head to Windrunner Village. And I guess technically we could just swim across, which I might just do. We do have some murlocs out here, but I think we can largely avoid them. Anyway, I think a point I was trying to get at a long time ago before all the shenanigans happened with those night elves was that I'd like for Wrath to become the place where I get my dungeon and raiding fix. That way in the hardcore runs, you know, I'm not getting deprived of experiencing that kind of content. Because that is some of my favorite content in the game, to be honest. I love being in the world and being immersed and just exploring and relaxing, but doing 5-mans and doing raids, I truly do love that stuff. And when I'm playing with a group of people who I want to be playing with, who I have the chance to get to know over time, you know, sensible people who don't really care about loot for themselves, but just want to see the group and the raid prosper and everyone having fun. That's kind of what I'm looking for, that I'm hoping maybe we can build as some of us level up here on Mancrack. Because this will probably be the last Wrath of the Lich King character that I level. I don't see a reason or a desire for me to level more in Wrath, so I'd really like to get this one up. You know, and if we ever want to do Alliance side stuff, we'll have to transfer the Paladin off of Maladath, because Maladath is a dead server. It's now a low population server. When you log on in the afternoon and evening time as a level 80 in Dalaran, it's only you and like 3 other people there. And then when you put yourself in queue, there is nobody in any of the heroic queues at all. So yeah, fresh start server equals dead server. We all learned our lesson with that one. We kind of thought it was coming, and probably a lot of us would have been better off with our like careers in Wrath had we just stayed on our home servers, focused on those characters. Because right from the get-go, getting groups and getting into stuff was always going to be better on places like Mancrack and Pagel. So yeah, lesson learned. You know, they got us to the fresh start for those monthly users. We got in there, we, you know, numbers got boosted, we played, and some of us burned out, some of us ended up with characters maxed out on a dead server with nothing going on. That's what happened to my Paladin. And yeah, I could pay Blizzard to transfer it off, but I don't feel like I should have to do that, and I don't have any plans to do that right now. It just becomes a lesson learned, that's all. It's my own fault. There are probably several videos where I like explain the negatives of going on a fresh start realm, and the chance of it being dead, chance of it becoming dead was definitely one of the things that we talked about. Let's go ahead and drink our mana back here. And yeah, you'll notice that I said the last Wrath of the Lich King character that I'll level, not the last classic character. We're doing lots of hardcore runs, and eventually, guys, Cataclysm will come out. I'll play Cataclysm. I mean, it's not my favorite expansion, but I'll play it because it isn't retail. It's been really hard. Going into Dragonflight, I really thought it was gonna get me back into retail, and it just didn't. It didn't. I just couldn't get interested in. I couldn't get interested in the story. Okay, so that's one thing. And then, like, I wasn't getting immersed in just the world and the NPCs and the villages and towns and side quests because I was flying around everywhere, man. Dragonflight as a system is really fun and engaging, and I liked it. But it took me out of the world. It took me out of the world, and, like, the MSQ wasn't good enough to... You know how, like, in Final Fantasy... And this is coming from someone who has only played through like the first expansion of Final Fantasy XIV. Okay? I know some of the story beats after, but listen. You know how in Final Fantasy, you can teleport around a lot, right? You're teleporting around a lot, especially you travel somewhere once, you unlock the waypoint, and from then on, even in the cities, you're just teleporting around. It makes it really convenient and easy. You know, you don't even have to fly around a lot. And so that's fine. And so what happens because of that is like over time, like you're not exploring the world as much except for that initial time, but the main story is so good that you still feel good about the world. You still feel like you're immersed in the world. You still feel like you're a part of the world because you are. For some reason with the World of Warcraft's MSQ, even though sometimes I'm right there in the scene, I don't feel like it fucking matters. I don't feel like anything my character is doing, has done, will do, really matters. The way that they present the scenes, the way that they have our relationship with the other characters in the world is just kind of off and broken. Yeah, so that's fine. Like, let's say the MSQ was trash, that's fine, but because I could get immersed in the world in the side quest, but because I'm never on the ground, I didn't. And I don't think I should, like, I had thought about doing a Dragonflight playthrough with no dragon riding. Except for the parts where we have to progress, right? But then I thought, like, why should I do that? Why should I change a core element of the game because I think it's going to get me more immersed in the game? Like, I shouldn't have to do that. At that point, I should just spend my time playing something else, right? And so, yeah, I've been really sad about retail because I thought Dragonflight was going to be the expansion that helped me get back into retail, really play it patch to patch. And the crappy part is they seem like they've got a really good content cadence going. It seems like if you want to play retail all the time, there is stuff to look forward to and things to do, and it seems cool, but man, I just had a rough go of it. I didn't like the shaman class, it turns out, as much as I thought I was liking it. It was like so, like, slam all the buttons at once, slam every button. It just was not engaging. It was go, 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 and like, I felt like I could press any series of buttons and I could succeed. I didn't feel like it mattered. I didn't feel like my inputs mattered. As long as a button was being pressed in combat, then I was probably going to win. So yeah, you know, I just don't know what's going to do it for me. I could try a playthrough again on the Evoker. The Evoker seemed like it could be a slower burn class where we're not slamming as many buttons all the time. Yeah, I could do that, and I've thought about that. I have my Evoker sitting there. The other thing with retail is, honestly, once you do finish the main campaign, there's so much other stuff for you to do that, like, some of it is main campaign, some of it's it's just not clearly delineated. What, you know, in Final Fantasy, like, in Final Fantasy, you know what is MSQ, and you know what is side quest, and that's it. MSQ, side quest, blue quest, right? And they're clearly delineated. You know when you're doing a main story thing that must be done, but since in World of Warcraft there's nothing that must be done, they have a hard time, I think, delineating between what is an MSQ and what is side content, or what is a weekly content, or it's just, yeah, not enjoyable to my brain on some level, trying to figure out what is the shit that I have to do and what is the shit that I don't even care about, you know? The game assigns equal importance to all things with an exclamation mark surrounded by a brown border, but the story elements and I don't share that importance, so it's hard to tell what I should actually do and what I don't need to, if that makes any sense. Alright, so we got everything we need from Windrunner Village. We're going to head down here to retake Windrunner Spire. I know I've been talking a lot. Since I hit that death, if we die again, I'm not really going to be broken up, so now I'm definitely using this as an opportunity to go on and on about random stuff that's been on my mind. Ghost Claw Lynxes we don't need. This quest usually gives me trouble too, so we'll be careful here and see. You know, we already died, but I'm never trying to die. I'm never trying to die. Sometimes I'm not paying attention as much as I should, but it's a little different, I think. Probably gonna pull the ad there. Yep, definitely pulling the ad. Well, that was a little bit deadly. We don't have a lot of health left, and we're still taking damage from this immolate, so we might die here too. Alright, we live. Let's eat really quick, because the immolate is going to kill us if we don't do anything about it. A Shadow Word Pain, it's not even immolate. Okay, well that's what I was talking about when I said that I usually have trouble with this area. It's typically something like that. A lot of spell damage that can go out here. And that dot ticked really hard on us. Gypsy Trousers of the Eagle, Stamina Int. Guys, we can put on pants. We can't put on pants. They're leather. I lied. I lied to your face. We're never wearing pants again. We'll drink some of the free stuff for now because we are getting a little bit low on the melon juice. I'll have to buy some more. That was a huge... I love just opening up with a big old fireball and watching it sail right over their shoulder. Nothing feels better. We missed a couple, I feel like. We're just getting our asses pounded here. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like how much damage we're taking from these guys. Okay, let's just rest up for a minute here. What is hitting us so hard? What happened to me? Banshee's Wail. So that's like a channel almost that feels like an arcane blast or an arcane missiles type of thing. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful with them. Yeah, no matter what we do, these are just dealing way too much damage to us. Lady's necklace, that starts a quest. Let's go ahead and grab that. Okay, yeah, we have to be at full health. I mean, they'll kill us. They're crushing us right out of existence. It's been rough out here. This quest is always a hard one. I don't even know why I come out here so early. I always end up regretting it. Sometimes we leave. Yeah, it's that constant spam. They just spam it at you. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, I mean, right now we have to eat and drink after every fight. We can't afford not to. It's too dangerous. I could definitely see them. They're definitely in line of sight, thank you. Yeah, I don't like that at all. They're definitely in my line of sight. I can see your face. I can see your eyes. You're in my line of sight, period. Apparently it can just shoot through these walls, I guess. I don't know, I thought we were using some kind of line of sight against it, but it doesn't seem like it cares about the walls or anything, actually. The Shadowward Pain is horrible. It feels like if you don't eat through it, it'll bring you down to half health, basically, immediately. And they cast it almost every time, it seems like. Well, that time we killed her quick, so... That was... Oh, a respawn. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're... Guys, agree with me on the fact that when the zone has 12 people in it, the respawn rate should not be like this. This is not good. It's been very... Oh, good, we missed all those spells. 2 misses in a row, basically. We need the respawn rate to not be doing what it's doing. If we're gonna live, it needs to relax. I really think they need to look at it, because I always feel like something is wrong with it. The only time it should be respawning this quick is if like 5 or 6 people were here doing the same quest. Or maybe if like a level 80 were here, killing everything in one hit. Then I could see why the respawn rate would need to be cranked up so high. But I feel like it needs to be looked at. My biggest threat should not just be the respawn rate, you know what I mean? That should not be the biggest threat, is worrying about something that I just killed popping up behind me. We just need one more of the... See, now the things that we want to respawn, look, they're not going to. Because why would that happen? And we need 2 more of these guys. There's one more down here we can grab really quick. Because I'd rather not be... I'd rather not be inside that place right now. Yeah, not with all the respawns about to pop up. Nope. We need counterspell very, 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 very badly. We have to get counterspell soon. Ah, that was close. Okay, we're going back up, apparently. I just am too slow today to tag things properly, it seems. Here we go. We got one up here. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do anything on the way back. I think we're just gonna, we're probably just gonna head back. What's the inventory look like? Inventory's okay. Yeah, I think we'll just go back and turn in what we have. We don't need bats, we don't need anything out here. It was the Ghost Claw Lynxes on the other side of the zone that we need. Yeah, I don't feel like doing this one today. No, it's going to take us a while to do it. We're going to have to be really careful. We need to also get items from there. So yeah, I think I'm going to go back and turn in what we have. That's my plan right now. I am not ready to tackle the trouble at the Underlight Mines quite yet. Rotting Hearts we can get down here. I don't think we need to do that right now. It's a little bit of a higher level. 14. Underlight Mine is the next thing that we need to do. I mean, it is the lowest level that we have besides the Ghost Claw Lynxes. So we will work on it. I just don't really feel like doing it right now. I also don't feel like getting crushed out of existence by Knuckle Rot. So let's see if we can not aggro him but still maintain the same bearing. Close.
A new Belore Delanar. Time is of the essence.
What would you ask of death? Our time will come. Remember, patience, discipline.
I wonder if we're at the reputation needed to buy anything off of the vendor here. Let's have a look.
I have exactly what you need.
Not really. We can buy, well, we can buy a waist. It's a pretty big upgrade. I was hoping for, like, robes or pants, but beggars can't be choosers. Guys, I'm going to take a break here for today, I believe, and we'll pick things up next time. Thank you all very much for being here and joining me today. I really do appreciate all of the support on this series. Thank you to those of you who have jumped into the Discord, leveling up here on Mankrik with us. I do appreciate that. I look forward to grouping with some of you guys in the future. Until next time, take care of yourselves out there in the real world and take care of each other. I will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.